Outside all day is the answer. But guess what? There's a big but. Just like in the women I like. It's so ironic. It's funny and sad at the same time how easy it is to get healthy, how to get well, how to bring your vitality to life back, how to cure your little insane membrane that most people got, how to get that dig hard again, how to get that hoo-ha damp again. Oh no, it's starting to rain. Just when I said damp. Well, some women would like a little bit more. This rain coming out of their hoo-ha. Oh boy. I guess we'll have to move. Let's go. Let's go over here. Under this big tree. The answer is you just go to the nature. But what is the but? We have fucked up the nature. We created products that emit all kinds of frequencies that are normally not in the nature. The frequencies that are in the nature are healing to us. They are the way to heal us. That's sun, boy. But our little products that emit these frequencies, they fuck us up. They create our problems on top of everything else. Because we have progressed so much. We have made our little environments that we build with so much productivity pretty much soon to be inhabitable for human beings. It's pretty funny. We created inhabitable products. Oh man, it's raining. Our little products made our lives impossible to live. Let's do this one. And our little products have a reach wide and far away. And the bad thing about these products, our senses cannot even sense them like that. Now if you are a really sensitive person, you are really in tune with your body and with the environment around you, you got that intuition at the max levels, you can actually sense these frequencies. Like I have said before, I could do this challenge with anybody, with any diet, any exercise, any supplement guy. Put me in a most pristine environment known to mankind. Somewhere where it's sunny, magnetism is great. There's none of these products stealing my energy out there. And you can pretty much give me any diet that grows in that area. Now, vegan diet might not be working for long term, or it's not. But any diet besides that, if it's in the tropics, it can even be vegetarian diet. and you put your diet guru eating that little raw meat, or carnivore diet, or vegan diet, or what else diet, supplement diet, biohacking, longevity diet, put their asses in one of these high culture, civilized cities with all kinds of technological wonders, technological products making our life so much better, making us so much more productive. All that nonsense, and that is what it is, nonsense. You put them eating their little optimal, perfect little biohacking diet or raw meat diet or whatever. You put those motherfuckers in the city, me in the pristine nature, eating whatever the fuck I want, doing whatever the fuck I want. If I wanna exercise, I exercise. Or even put me in there and force me to exercise every single day. Force me to do some hard labor. Kinda like simulating people 100 years ago or so. Who's gonna do better? The optimal guy? The raw meat guy? Or whoever else with their little protocols and methods to optimize the modern world, your productivity, their little AM routines, their little red light therapies and shit. Who's gonna do better? Me in the nature, pristine nature? No freaking man-made EMFs anywhere nearby. None of these freaking bullshit products. Or the optimal guy, where 5G's beaming down his ass, and he can do his optimal routine. Who's gonna sleep better? Who's gonna create more energy? Who's gonna feel more content? Who's gonna be more happy? We don't even have to do that experiment. And that just proves you your environment is the number one thing. And the big bodies, most of these, what you would consider pristine environments, like this one, I'm right now. What a pristine environment. But there's that electricity, boy. There's that electricity beaming down. No, it's not that bad here, probably. But you really have to test it these days, because they put all kinds of shit up there. Elon Musk with his little plans. And it's getting worse by the day. And like I said, these products emitting these frequencies, they reach wide and far. You might not realize, but you might have some military bases nearby. Super Chernobyl level EMFs with those military places. And you would never know about it. But then you live there 5 years later. Look at that. You got a cancer. You got a thyroid problem. Your gut doesn't work anymore. You cannot poop. You poop blood. You got a brain fog. You can't have sex, or you cannot produce kids anymore. Oops. Wasn't just a pristine environment after all. So, man oh man, they have made it very hard to regenerate or recover, heal as a human being. You need to be a naturalist with some insane amount of base knowledge. Actually, it's not that bad. You just have to know, get the right devices, beep, 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 check your environment, How much bullshit are there that you cannot feel straight away? But if you live in that environment long enough, it's gonna suck the living life out of you. Literally. The life out of you. It's gonna suck the absolute vitality out of you. So you're gonna check the environment with your little beep 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 products. Because we have to have counter products to counter the negative products. This is the circle of products that nobody asked for, but we got. Because of dollar bills, yo. Cash rules everything around us. Cream got the products. Because we wanna make money out of stupid people. And the sad part about it is, when you talk about to normies, to NPCs, like, this shit is easy, just go into nature and check the nature's real good. And the more sunlight there is, the better. So more you go down to the tropics, the better it's gonna be. Because there's way more sunlight, way more UV light. And UV light is important to a million different things. We are not gonna go into that one right now. And you explain to them like, yeah, it's really that simple. That's probably gonna heal your diseases depending how much far they are gone. Depending how long have you been in one of these shitty ass environments. Because that's what it comes down to. Your environment, number one. And the worse you are doing as a human being, the more your mitochondria is struggling, the more struggle city is inside of your cells, the better environment you need to get better, to reverse this shit. Depending, because some of these things are too far gone. Some of these conditions and states of being, they are too far gone. No matter how much sunlight you get, you probably can still live longer than you would. No, you definitely would. You would definitely live still longer than in your environment that you got sick in. So, yeah. So, get into some pristine environment, minimize the electricity, the non-native and the electricity, minimize the non-native frequencies that everybody are playing around with, and the bigger the players in the scale of our little civilization, the higher up you go in the ranks, the worse they are beaming these things. So I would stay very far away from things like airports, things like military bases, any military operations. And when you tell the normies, it's that simple. But there's these frequencies, it's all going straight over their heads. Because they think, I need a supplement. I need the better morning routine. I need a medicine from my doctor. I need this super specialized diet. And maybe you are so fucked up that you cannot. You need this super specialized diet because you cannot produce energy anymore. Guess what? Diet is only 1/3 of the energy you probably make. You make way more energy. I don't know, way more, but you make a lot of energy by doing this. Getting your feet on the ground. Getting sunshine, natural light to your whole body. Going to swim in the lake. You create energy by that way. Better the sunlight is, the less food you need. You can eat absolute freaking garbage. That one guy went to the Hatsa tribe like 10 years ago, and they checked their microbiomes. This was this microbiome scientist. He went to the Hatsu tribe living in equatorial Africa. Hunter-gatherers, sleeping on the ground, grounded all the time, getting insanely good sunlight. And what he gave them some Fanta, he gave them some Twix, some Mars, some Coca-Cola. He even gave them antibiotics, and none of that shit had any effect on their microbiome. Their body was like, bitch, this is easy to get rid, because our mitochondria produces so much energy. Their redox was so high, because they live in a very good environment. There's no freaking 5Gs, no Wi-Fi signals, no microwaves, no radio waves anywhere nearby. They're just living there with the baboons, hunting the baboon asses. And if you give them antibiotics, their body's like, gone son, we can deal with this easy. But we have to have everything super optimized, and soon that's not gonna even be enough, because we gave a bunch of people these, and these people that have these things, they are shedding that shit, so that's spreading to even those people that didn't get those, and then they put all these things into the food supply through the freaking animals we eat, and they probably also put that into the GMO freaking crops or vegetables, fruits probably even. They got all the ways. Then they block the sunlight on top of that. And then on top of that, you live in a place where there is 5G, there is Wi-Fi, population density is super high. All your neighbors, all of your thousands of neighbors living nearby are beaming this shit. So your ass is gonna have to be optimized like a motherfucker if you wanna survive there as a human being. So that's really the crux. That's really the crux of our little pickle over here. And the answer is super easy. Just go out in the nature. But it actually has to be nature. It actually has to be natural, bro. Most of these natural people, they all only talk about raw meat or this or that. But they don't talk about the environment. The environment has to actually have to be fully natural as well. That's how you function as a normal human being. And functioning as a normal human being is pretty damn awesome. Suddenly things become clear. Suddenly you don't crave all this nonsense the modern world is trying to putting these products on you. You don't care two shits about that anymore. You're like, I'm freaking good. I can even freaking stretch my body a little bit. I can even move around. I have energy to move around. Do all kinds of cool shit. And that's no big deal. Like we place in the natural freaking goddess movement, raw meat movement. There's way too much talk about even like stress. If you live naturally, you can freaking stress your body a little bit. It's no big deal because you create so much energy. You can handle that easy, boy. And this goes into the longevity talk. I've already talked about it, like the freaking longevity experts and everybody talking about longevity. But is your life even worth living? Like this bullshit? Like Brian Johnson or even Goddess or whoever else that takes the longevity angle. I never take the longevity angle because it doesn't really make that much sense. But everybody's like, this is the best for longevity. Is that even life worth living? Is that the best life actually? Is that the most epic life you can live? I would say most cases no, bitch. It's such how do I put it? It's just a symptom of this unnatural environment everybody lives in. Like freaking 95%. Everybody watching base science probably lives in an unnatural environment. If you have freaking access to YouTube, you live in suboptimal, unnatural environment. So our mind just go freaking insane. We are all about optimizing everything. Productivity disorder. Sex. Products. I need this, I need that. Even in these natural movements, if you actually want to be optimized, you actually be the best version of yourself, you wanna go full natty, bruh. But like I said in this video multiple times, it's pretty freaking hard. There's pretty much no places left to do that. But we need to talk about it so we can create those environments back. And there's some good environments for sure. So, but even if you put yourself in a good environment, then you can handle the non-native EMFs. Then you can handle the freaking shitty food. You can handle all those things better. They are not as detrimental for you. Because you got the power. You got the energy. Your mitochondria, no more struggle city. Your mitochondria is brum brum. They're freaking wheeling over there inside of your cells like, yeah boy. These electrons going places. We're creating that energy. We get that grounding, this, our master, our owner, how would you say, call your own mitochondria, they're like, oh yeah, he is grounding, we're getting all these free electrons, bro, just doing this, just standing on the freaking earth. And guess what? You cannot even do that in the cities anymore because you don't know what's below there. It might look like grass, but there's some power lines probably under there. There's some bullshit fucking up your grounding. Grounding becomes actually negative thing to do. When right here, I know there's nothing bullshit over here. So grounding extremely good. And it's probably even better that it rained a little bit. Because water is conductive. I probably get better grounding right now. I'm gonna go swim soon. I'm gonna get really good grounding. Couple things I have. This is gonna be a long video, just ranting, just what I feel like it. But got a couple things I have noticed going between this place, which is really nice, very good pristine environment, not perfect, but very good. I can be away from most of the electricity. I can sleep without the electricity in the cabin, and I can be outside all day easy, naked if I want to. And like I said in my sleep video, that was one of the effects I noticed. My sleep is so much better. Other thing I noticed is my hair. My hair is much thicker here, and it starts to go flat in a day or two when I'm in the city, and it goes straight away back better over here. My skin tone is better over here. Then I would say the one interesting thing about there is some mosquitoes right now, and they have bitten me in my legs mostly this year. That's where I leak my UV light, because we create light, and what I understand is the mosquitoes, they see the UV light, because some animals can see differently than us. Some animals actually can see the UV light, and they see that I'm leaking the UV light. So that means probably my mitochondria, my system is not very good at my legs, especially my ankles and my lower part of my calves, because that's very where they've been attacking. And I get some bites, like quite a bit on some nights when I'm outside, but I never get itchy. I never get that itchy skin or those itchy spots over here. But when I went back to the city on train, immediately at the end of my train ride, and immediately when I walked into the city, they started to itch. And then they were itching like a couple days even. But they never, this has happened now twice, I never get single itching, single pumps or nothing, even when I see they bite me. I get them like a couple days later when I go back to the city. That just means to me that I have way better redox over here, which obviously is true, I can feel it. I feel much better. That's the best way to assess your environment. How do you feel in it? You feel good? You feel bad? Are you going upwards with your energy, your vitality? Are you going downwards? But that's just how you can see like how big of an effect, if you start paying attention of yourself and your environment, the environment has on you. No problems with the mosquito bites over here, but straight away when I get into the city, I've been in the city 1 minute and they start to itch, and then they continue to do that. Also the hair thing is big. And just mind how good mind works. I sleep pretty good in the city as well. At least it feels like that to me. But I sleep less over here. I sleep sometimes like 2 hours less over here. And I'm way more active most of the days even over here. I do all kinds of work over here. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, it all comes down to your environment. Get that into your head. Get that into your head right now. And then we can talk about how we can optimize the environment, how you can optimize the diet. But if the environment is good, the diet doesn't have to be even that strict, to be honest. I've been testing some of them. And in the summers, it's easier because you get most of the sunlight. So you create most of your energy, and I've been getting a lot of sunlight. So the more sunlight you get, more grounding you get, the less perfect the diet has to be. But again, if you have very bad mitochondria, you cannot create, they are struggle sitting inside of you. You can't create energy, and you've been doing that for ages. You're already diseased, your gut is already messed up, or what else problem you got. Then you probably have to have a perfect environment, and you're gonna have the most perfect diet you can do in that environment, which is a local diet out of the natural foods in your environment. But like you said, the Hadza have been living in a perfect freaking environment their whole lives, and then some guy comes when they're like 20 or 30 or 40 or whatever, 50 or 60 probably or 70, and they give some antibiotics, which might be very bad for your microbiome in a modern world, but it has zero effect to them. You might give some candies or Fanta to them, and it has zero negative effects to them. Their blood sugar doesn't rise. Like, that's what most people even don't get. Blue light and non-native EMFs raise your blood sugar. They raise your insulin. That, you think that might play a role how you feel? That might play a role in this disease people are getting? That might play a role in your diabetes? These freaking sugar dieters, they never talk about that. I haven't seen Snake Diet or Vegetable Bullies or Mark Bell ever talk about this shit. They're just like, sugar this, sugar this. Some of those guys, either they ignorant as a motherfucker, aka smooth brainers, or they get paid by some intelligence agencies. I wouldn't be surprised at this point, especially some of these big ones. They just go from another trend that's confusing people to another trend that's confusing people even more. And then the smooth brainers that cannot think, they have no time to think, they have no capacity to think, because they have their work in a bad environment. So they fucked up, and they have a little bit time to watch a couple YouTube videos, and then they get this information feed to them. Man, it's us. Struggle city all over again. But guess where it is not struggle city? And this environment. Natural environment, do the best you can. But sometimes even the natural environment, that's one of the lessons on this video. One of the base lessons. Sometimes what you think is the natural environment might not even be enough for you. It might not be enough to bring you back to life. It might not be as good of a natural environment as you think. Sometimes you need to test, or you need to trust other people's information that have tested the things. Many places on this earth right now are like that. Just like I said on my worst places to live video, like Hawaii. Everybody thinks like, oh my god, Hawaii, tropical island. It's gonna be so good. But there's insane military operations, military bases, like making Hawaii basically an unlivable if you want to be healthy, or especially if you want to heal yourself, because then you have to make these things the most optimized, perfect as you can. And there's many people who have reported this. So, and you can obviously go there by yourself and freaking see it for yourself. Measure these things and all that. But that's the big lesson over here. All you need to heal is nature. But we fucked it up. John D. Rockefeller, why did you do this shit? Why did you have to ruin everything?